Hi everyone, it's Tally again today. We are going to be having a chat with Clare Deloon. Some of you may know her as an AFAB queen, some of you may know her from her singing. But yes, just a couple of bits today. We're really pleased to be announcing that Hampshire Boulevard is going to be opening on the 4th of July. So they are taking bookings, so head to their Facebook page and drop them a message if you want to book. And again, if you're going out, we know a lot of places are opening, so please make sure if you're feeling unwell that you do stay home. So I'm going to rock straight in, and we'll bring Clare on. And yeah, let's go. Let's have a chat.
Hello.
Hi. I'll just get you to introduce yourself for the people that don't know you. For people who don't know me, I'm Tally. My pronouns are she, her.
And I'm Clare Deloon, and my pronouns are she and her as well.
Great, thank you. Clare, you've actually been a part of Portsmouth Pride for a really long time in sort of a variety of different ways as well. Do you want to tell everyone about sort of your first time when you started like doing Pride shows or doing Portsmouth Pride?
Absolutely, yeah. So I think the first year that I did, it was 2018. I was part of a burlesque troupe back then, so I was very, very different to who I am now. And I was part of a troupe, the Foxes, and we were the only burlesque troupe in Pride. And I just remember the stage being just literally like 6 foot by 6 foot, and the sound was coming out of a van.
Like that was 2017, actually.
Was that 2017?
Yeah, that was 2017.
Oh no! Oh my God! See, so that's how long ago. So that's what, 4 years ago.
And the troupe that did helped us do the fundraiser, which we did at the Wedge that year. It was basically did a couple of fundraisers, and that's sort of, and the council gave us some money towards it, which is how we managed to do it. And yes, we borrowed. Yeah, 2017. So it's time flies.
Oh my God. And like seeing where Pride has come from 2017 to what would have been like 2020, even like 2019, the level of how big it's become and how more amazing, and it's like the growth of Pride has been so good. And it's like one of the festivals that I look forward to for Portsmouth, especially.
Oh, good.
Absolutely.
That's good to hear.
Yeah,
I definitely look forward to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you said, because I've known you sort of from throughout, I've got to watch this transition, I suppose, from you doing your burlesque. And I think one of the things that was really positive from that, and I know I brought one of my friends to one of the shows, and people always kind of have that in their mind of what sort of burlesque is and what you have to look like to do that. But actually, you can do it regardless of, well, you know, a positive point of it. You can do it as long as you feel comfortable in your own skin. It's something you can do, and there's such a massive range of different sort of performers, and also doing really different stuff as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So when I first joined the Foxes, I came in as actually a singer. So I was just the interval singer. And then because I just didn't feel very confident, without this sounding big-headed, like I've always had a voice, like always. And I was always been quite confident about that. But then I was also like very body conscious and very like wasn't confident in my own skin at all. But I knew that as soon as I started singing, I was instantly confident. So I knew I had that side of me. But to actually portray how you feel and your emotions through just your movements and things like that, it was something that I found quite difficult at the beginning, but you get more confident and you grow in yourself. I completely agree. Burlesque is literally a wide spectrum, as is drag. Like there are so many different parts. Like one show I was a Ghostbuster, not even kidding, a Ghostbuster. The next show I was a cannonball. Like if you've got the creativity to think of what you want to do, then like literally the world's the stage, literally.
And do you think that having the confidence, like with your singing, and you know, I know what you mean when you, like, for me, the thought of singing without playing guitar freaks me out, because that's kind of my comfort zone. Is I can play my little instrument and I can sing a couple of songs, and that makes me happy. But when you kind of then step out of that comfort zone, and stepping into burlesque took you out of your singing comfort zone, do you think that had a massive impact on you being able to kind of pursue your drag as it is?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think from when people saw me in shows before, I thought I was obviously just the singer. I used to wear very pretty ball gowns. My hair was always like stunning, and and that was the sort of style that I thought I was. But then I hid behind ball gowns and I hid behind ballads all the time because they were easy for me, and I felt glamorous that way. Then I started doing burlesque, and although it did make me feel quite confident, and I did get my confidence and I grew as a performer, there was just something quite about burlesque that I didn't quite gel with. So I was loving it, but I think I'm not very good at emoting without saying anything. I know some people may think that actually I have a face that speaks 1,000 words and I don't have to say anything and someone knows that I'm angry with them. But for some reason, I don't know, I knew that it made me grow, but not in the way that I wanted to progress. So really it just made me love singing even more. And actually I realized that singing is where I should be, just obviously not as drag. So that's come along as well.
Yeah, because you entered into the Battle of the Bands, I think, in 2018, and you won that with your. I mean, you have an amazing singing voice. Like, it's always, I love hearing you sing. And I've been listening to you do it for years. So, but yeah, with your singing was something you was confident with, and you kind of took that, and you were on main stage. Couple of times helping other people with their singing as well.
No comment.
But so I guess from people kind of watching this, there's been, over the years, with the likes of sort of RuPaul's Drag Race coming into the mainstream and having the UK Drag Race, it is really an art form that is quite dominated by gay men. We are seeing sort of more movements with some trans women like Peppermint and Gia Gunn. So what got you into drag? And how
it all started. So basically I so as a singer, it sounds really stupid how it all began really, but literally as a singer I was like, oh, my hair is terribly flat, I have to style it all the time. And literally I remember asking for just a wig basically to cover my normal hair that I could just put on when I sing, and didn't think anything of it. And then one of my friends actually bought me a wig for my birthday, and I wore it to death. Like, if you see some of my photos from when I first started, it was brown, it was wavy, it was curly, it was lovely. And it's still like my first ever wig, and I don't wear it anymore, so I really need to get it back out really. But yeah, and since that wig, it was almost like there was something in that wig that literally just sprung something out of me. And without her I would not have been as confident as I am now. And I've always been like a ballad singer, but then where I was doing like upbeat songs with her, and like she was like building my confidence to the point that I just thought, you know what, actually I am a performer, I'm not just a ballad in a ball gown. Like I feel like I've got something in me that I just need to get out. So I then performed at a show. I wore this wig for the first time ever. Like the dress was atrocious. I wore it was very basic, and I stood up there and I did my first ever lip sync. And I even then remember people looking at me thinking, "Oh, okay, so she's doing a lip sync. Okay, this is very like burlesque-y. Okay, fine, we'll accept that." And I don't know, something about it just made me feel a bit weird. I just thought, oh, maybe this isn't for me. And then Battle of the Bands came along, and I thought, you know what, I usually spent my whole life just turning up at like competitions in dresses and ball gowns and stuff, and I wanted to do something different. And I thought, why not go out there and wear this wig and do drag makeup and just shock everyone. And I mean, for me, I was quite lucky to get through, because I got through as a wild card. But from the wild card heat to the final, something there like Cherry Liqueur sold me that red sequin dress. So I tried that on, and that was it. I swear, like, an essence of cherry was in me in this outfit. Literally, I went on stage in this red sequin outfit and this brown wig, and everyone was just like, "Who on earth is that?"
I was going to say, when you said about the brown wig, I was like, I have a memory of you with that, with the like a long sparkly red dress on. So that's exactly what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone sort of knew me from that as well, and I got out there, and yes, okay, I did a ballad, and I think everyone was just like, okay, this is nice. And then suddenly, like, the party tunes come out, and it was it was an amazing thing, because when I was been watching all of the performers, everyone was loving it. But literally, I started singing, and the crowd were literally on their feet, like the dance floor you could not see. And I was just like, oh wow, like this is I'm a performer. This is where I should be, on a stage, singing to people and letting them dance and enjoy themselves, rather than just listening to me while they're eating dinner. So something like that flicked in me. But yeah, like going before, like where you said about RuPaul's Drag Race, like everyone's been watching it and they were saying about how it was very, it's very, very gay men orientated, for example. I even felt that when I was watching RuPaul's Drag Race, I was just like, you know, females can't be drag queens, like trans can't be drag queens, like there's literally no spectrum there at all. And I don't know, maybe seeing other performers. So you've got Victoria Scone, who's in, I believe, Cardiff. I've seen her. There's Whole Star. So there's some great female drag queens, and I thought, okay, well, if they can do it, so can I. And it's just progressed. Literally, I think if you put a photo of me from when I first started to now, it's progression and practice, and yeah, just evolving.
You kind of see that transition with most performers, sort of regardless of what kind of medium it is. And I guess this is a progression of your performing from singing to burlesque and then into drag. You're kind of taking facets of it until you find something that, without putting words in your mouth, but kind of fits like your persona. I think when we come to drag, and I think I said this before, I've always kind of seen drag as a performance for, you know, just the kind of how we sort of all kind of see it as there's a lot of makeup and dresses and talent that goes into it. But it was when Lady Gaga was on like the 7th or 8th season of RuPaul, and her kind of talking about her drag, it kind of made it all it kind of made it make sense, if that makes sense. And it's drag is so much more of an art form, and it doesn't have to necessarily be on a stage lip syncing to a song. It can be absolutely anything from, you know, it's a type of performance art, and embodying a different persona, or, you know, in some cases several personas. I think that Bobo the drag thing it does so many different things, which, you know, really contributes to their drag.
Oh, absolutely. Like Bobo, you never know what they're going to do next. Like literally, they could be in a dress, they could be in a suit. Like it's amazing. It's amazing. But the creativity, that's what I love about it, is people are so creative with how they want to look. Like for example, my makeup has changed so much and so dramatically, but just because that's how I prefer to do things. There's no like right way or wrong way to do drag. Like I said, I think it's a journey, and everyone's journey is very, very different. We're all in our own lanes. I think I remember a queen saying that to me once before. You know, we're all in our own lanes in a swimming pool. Just because like someone is going faster in the lane doesn't mean they're any better than you. It just means they're a little bit faster. But you've 100%. Got to focus on your own lane.
And you see that with all different types of drag performers, because I mean, even Cherry is amazing at what she does, but her drag is so different to Aura and to Bella. Like, they all have their unique styles, and these are just, you know, 3 local local queens. And when you then look at that as such a larger spectrum, from, well, I was going to bring up Bobo again, but Adamall. There's such a variety of drag kings, drag queens, and what is the terminology for? Is it AFAB queens?
AFAB.
AFAB.
So yeah, so I mean, it's a bit. I mean, I do accept AFAB. There's AFAB a bio. So AFAB basically stands for assigned female at birth.
Oh, okay.
So it's an acronym. So you've got that bio queen. Obviously, people will cut it down and basically say because she's a biological woman.
Yeah.
But obviously, as things have gone on, I think drag queens who are female appreciate those words. But I think as time has gone on, it can be quite offensive to our trans community. Yeah. When we're saying that we're a bio woman, I think, you know, that there are still trans performers who, however people will say that they're not biological women when they are, they're just not, if that makes sense. But I think the term,
I think again, we and looking at, and the whole point of drag as well is kind of you know, gender identity and, you know, gender bending. You've got individuals like Joe Black, again, is a really completely different style of drag and performance. And it is very much about, it's blurring all these different lines.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I remember when Aura did her beard and everyone was just like, what? And she started doing it and everyone was not sure, but then it just became something that she did and everyone just loved it instantly. They were just like, oh, didn't expect to like that. And
honestly, that was my favorite, one of my favorite of all of Aura's looks. I think I've told Aura several times. But yeah, that was, I love that because it was always the kind of the glittery beards as well.
Yeah, and I like the fact that it just matched the wig, so that it just looked like an all-in-one. Like I like the fact that she just matched it every time, and yeah, and it's like something different. And okay, so she doesn't do it anymore, but she's trying different things, and so many queens try so many different things. I mean, I've tried lots of different styles and wigs and colours, and and you sort of you get to know what you prefer and what you don't. But I can understand where people say it's a character. So when like you said, going back to Gaga, like the whole point of it, when people don't understand why I think I'm a drag queen and why they don't think that I am because I am female, like you said about Lady Gaga. So Lady Gaga, that's not her name, she's Joanne, but she's a character on a stage. So she's still a woman, but she's wearing costumes, she's got a different name, and she's being a persona. And I'm sure when she sat at home, she's not sat at home in like a meat dress, or do you know what I mean? Like she's sat at home in a normal hair and no makeup, and she's Joanne when she's at home. So what I try and say is what's the difference between Lady Gaga and me? Yes, okay, I suppose I've kept my first name. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, what's the difference? What's the difference, really? Tell me, honestly, apart from the fact that she's got lots of money and I don't.
Other than that she's blonde and you're brunette, no difference. No difference.
No different whatsoever. But yeah, and exactly, like we do the same thing. And my name, that's not my real name, that's my character's name. And although some people may think that actually I'm very different, well, I'm very similar, I can be quite similar between Clare Deloon and my normal name, I'm still very, very different. Like I'm more confident. I feel like you put a big wig on me and some makeup and I'm a completely different person. I'm so much more confident. I feel like I can walk down the street and I feel so much confidence. And it's that I love.
That comes into a little bit as well, like just the concept of like women that won't go out in the world with sort of, or I say women, that's not fair. Individuals that can't leave the house unless they're wearing makeup. Some individuals find that that's kind of like that's what makes them feel comfortable safe. Or it's safe. I know tons of people that wear makeup every day. I know other people that will only wear makeup when they're going out. Like myself, I might put makeup on if it's a special occasion. Mainly, like I haven't got any makeup on today, mainly because I'm just not very good at it. And again, that comes with it's what is comfortable for you. And I think with sort of your with drag as well, it's kind of taking that, maybe just it's that little bit step further with kind of your war paint, as it were, and bringing that persona to life.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm like the opposite of everybody else, like the ones that you said that have to leave the house with makeup and things like that. I am completely opposite. So I love the fact that I can look like this and people will sort of maybe recognize me because this is who they see, and yet I feel like I can leave the same club and no one know who I am. I love that. Like, especially if you've been heckled or anything like that and you want to get out as quickly as possible. Yeah. These people like don't know who you are because they don't recognize you. So it's like flip it for us. I think I like the fact that I don't look like this all the time.
Something very similar as well, because Terry out of drag is well, I think I think I've bumped into people and out of drag and I'm like, sorry.
Yeah, you're just like
the height as well. It's generally the height that throws me off because they're definitely the wrong height out of drag.
Oh my God. I tell you what, though, some queens, they wear some heels. They are massive. And I'll tell you what, I wear my little kitten heels. I'm lucky because I'm 5'8" anyway. So I don't need much more of a heel for people to think I'm massive. So I don't need to wear the killer heels. But yeah, like, I'll tell you what, I struggle with drag. So I don't know how the guys do it. Oh my God.
It's a great creative outlet. And I think you kind of, when you're saying about the creativity before, one of the things that which is devastating. You were in All Stars, the All Stars at HB for the Pride fundraiser. And yeah, you were talking about creativity. Yeah, sorry, that's not going to work. You actually wrote your own songs. You didn't do lip sync. You didn't sing someone else's song. You put together like an act essentially.
I did.
The start was really funny. I did enjoy the fact you managed to get Baby Shark in there. That was quite a feat.
It wasn't too bad, although I can't be classed as an all-star just yet. So no. I love you for saying that, but I'm not an all-star yet. But it was reports of a Drag Race in their heat.
It was the Drag Race.
I'll take it. If I could be on the same line as them, I'll take it.
It was the Drag Race, not the All-Stars. I'm so used to seeing you. I've just assumed.
I just assumed I was an all-star. It's fine, babe. It's fine.
Year doing the Drag Race, because we did the All Stars earlier in the year, and Thorn was the All Star.
That's it. Yeah.
I need to take down for me.
So no, I did the Drag Race. So basically, like, cut a long story really, really short with Drag Race. So I have been to, I think, all of them. I think the first year they started it, I was there. And it was like the first time that I'd ever seen Cherry perform. It was the first time I'd ever heard Aura and Danny. And it was the first year that I'd ever seen them perform as well, because they all performed at the final. And literally, I was in awe, like literally watching all of these queens. I was like, oh my God. And like every year I've been there, and I've gone and supported like any performer that's been there, and every year I kept like, when you get every year, I'll do it next year, and I never did, because I always sort of thought to myself, well, I'm not drag. Like, this was obviously a couple of years ago, so I was like, I'm not drag, I'm burlesque, and I think that there are competitions out there for burlesque dancers, but this should be focusing on drag performers. So I never performed, and then I feel like this year that I've been into it, I was like, actually, my drag's in a good place. I feel like I'm quite confident, quite happy. So I went for it, and I was very nervous. I mean, to be honest, like for weeks beforehand, I kept messaging Cherry, said, I'm going to drop out. Oh no, I won't drop out. I'll stay in. And then I kept saying, oh no, I think I'm going to drop out. She's like, oh my God, girl, just do it. So yeah, and then that song. Well, I mean, it literally all through the years, I just remember the judges. I think it was like year 2, and I think literally Chris Parker sat there and was like, make us laugh. And then I just remember Danny literally saying, come at the judges, look at the judges, come at the judges. And I just remember that, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to try and find something that can make people laugh and go for the judges. And like, I know people keep saying, like, they say to me, oh yeah, I should like put the live video out, not the live video, but like put the video out of me singing that song and things like that. And I'm just like, but actually, like, that was like a song for a specific moment at HB, and like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you weren't there, it's not gonna mean the same now, if that makes sense.
I guess also as well with the, like, because you followed it from the very beginning, we've had the same judges kind of year in, year out, which has been fantastic, and it has got its kind of own little following, which is lovely. And it is very kind of one of those, you kind of have to be there moments. But it was hysterical.
It was, I tell you what, right, without swearing, I nearly fainted. I literally I knew I was about to go on, and literally within about 10 minutes before I was about to go on, I was like, oh my God, can I actually do this song? Like, are people going to find this funny? Are they going to find it offensive? Like, oh my God. And I literally was shaking like a leaf. And then I got up on stage, and I must have just chatted absolute rubbish, which I did. But yeah, Baby Shark, there's a little bit of a story there, so not a lot of people got it really, but I thought people would have known more, but they didn't. But yeah, I can't stand that song, absolutely cannot stand it. So when he played it, I was just like, no, not that one, what are you doing? Like, and it just, but that just didn't resonate. I think everyone just generally thought, oh, she's singing Baby Shark, okay, I like it.
But yeah, but again, that comes with, I guess, with sort of time and your style of drag and how you want to do something. I think the comedy element of that, and I think we sort of discussed this previously with Cherry, and it's like that. There's that element of drag where it's sort of being sassy without being like disrespectful. And I think the song that you did, while you did, come for the judges as it were, it was in a sassy way, and it was in a way that wasn't meant to be. And it's good because actually, luckily, I haven't had any lawsuits. So
the judges weren't too offended, and you know, I had nothing but praise from them all, like every single one of them. So
reading is fundamental. That's what we've learned.
I just think like they have never ever had any contestant go for them. I just don't think there's been a contestant that knows what to say to them.
Yeah,
you know, and I'm in HB, it's like my second home, I swear. So I pick up on these things, and you know, we all know Danny stands at the front door because she has to sell tickets, but it just seemed funny, really funny at the time. And
it's really funny. And I think, you know, on that kind of look, Danny Dior has an amazing look. She is a very beautiful queen, and I'm always surprised by Danny's drag as well, because I think it was and she did the it's the girl from
Linda Hughes.
That's it. And I was like, I knew who the character was.
Yeah.
And I was there for ages, and I was like, who is that? And it took me it took me ages to work out that it was Danny. I think actually the person next to me was like, that's Danny. And I was like, really? Because it was so, and it is, as you said, like drag is so much more than, you know, it's performance, and it was really great to kind of see that variation from someone who, you know, I know Danny's drag as being very, you know, sleek and stylish,
polished.
Yeah. That was really that was really great to see, and also it kind of shows you the range that people have.
God, oh yeah. I mean, I'll always. Yeah, sorry, go on. Oh, yeah. No, I was just going to say. Literally, I just remember like the first ever time I saw Danny was literally at the first drag race, and I just remember she just was so quiet. So quiet, so shy, looked like she was actually going to throw up before she went on stage to perform. And she did this like duo thing with Cherry, and the pair of them were just comedy gold. And I was just like, what is this? Like, who is this queen? Like, every single performer that performed that night, I was just like, oh yes, now HB is going to be the new place to go. And I have not left since, literally not left since.
Well, we're really lucky to have an independent LGBTQ plus venue for a start, and also to have somewhere where we have so many talented drag performers, have a space where they can, you know, they get opportunities to perform their drag and to try it out. And I think that's something that, you know, Portsmouth Pride, we've really tried to ensure that we can have opportunities for creative people, be it drag performers, be it bands, singers, to, you know, give it a go, get themselves out there. You know, and I always praise Aaron for this bit kicking off when COVID hit. You know, kicked off the live lounges and got the Youth Society involved. And there's so many talented performers within the Youth Society.
Oh my God.
It is insane. If anyone watching, if you haven't caught any of the East Side performers, check out the Main Day live event on YouTube, and you'll see two of the performers within that. You also catch Claire within that as well, doing an amazing. How was it filming that video?
Doing something very different.
It was, you kind of, well, I'll let you answer this one and then we'll see if there's any questions. But yeah, what was it like filming that? Because you were everywhere.
Oh my God. Yeah, literally. So going back to that, literally I did a video of I did like a medley of like me with lots of different styles and stuff like that, and it was very upbeat, and I always feel like I'm very upbeat, I'm very camp, like, and that's what I wanted to do. So for Portsmouth Pride, I said to my mum, who was like, she's like my videographer, she's my chauffeur, like I love her to death, she's an absolute star. There you go. And and I said to her, look, I really want to do something for Portsmouth, like I want to show Portsmouth, I want to go, like, and she said, why don't we go to Portsdown Hill, and you can get like a span of Portsmouth and we can just do loads of filming outside. And I was like, that's a great idea, only I went in drag in the middle of the day, kept getting out of cars, and people were just stopping and watching and looking at me thinking, who on earth is this? We decided we would go down the beach. So those beach scenes that you see, the wind was ridiculous, and then I had to take my coat off. I was freezing, so I was laughing through the pain, and then I was in heels as well. So it took me nearly an hour to get down to the seafront. We did our filming, and then it took me an hour to try and get back. So it looks better than actually if I was to show you the outtakes. But yeah, I'll tell you what, when the video was together, we were so proud of it because it was just like, this is like me. And I feel like it was like my heart on my sleeve. And we filmed it in Castlefield. So I don't know if anybody sort of figured it out, but like we filmed it exactly where main stage was. So, and I was wearing, you did, oh good. And I was wearing the exact same outfit that I wore on main stage the year before in the exact same place, which is what I was trying to like portray. It's like,
I didn't know it was the same outfit, but I worked.
It was. That's why I wear the red one. Yeah. So I was like, oh, it's the same outfit that I wore on main stage, looking out, which is why I wanted you to sort of see the view, because that's what we all see from main stage, like that view. And yeah, it was just really, really poignant, and I loved filming it. It's very unlike me, but it was very like to my heart because Portsmouth's right there in the heart.
No, it's really
love
sweet.
Portsmouth.
We will pop to our amazing producer Chantel, because I've totally forgotten to do this. If anyone has any questions for Claire, then please drop them in the comments. Chantel, do we have any questions?
I don't think we do. We've got
no one wants to know anything about me. It's fine. Everyone knows anything anyway.
Kim says hi. Leah Wilkins says hi.
Hi, Lee.
Chrissy Fleet says she loves being a part of Pride.
Oh.
Yeah.
I meant to do this at the beginning, but this episode is obviously a lot to do with allies, because Claire is an ally. Her mum Kim is one of our biggest allies, and I told Lee I would give her a shout out. Lee, for anyone who doesn't know her, is one of our volunteers. Her and her daughter Abby have volunteered every year on a main day. We didn't have main day this year, and so Lee wasn't able to come along and do this, but Lee is also in shielding as well. So we want to give a massive shout out for all the support that you've given us, Lee, and we can't wait to see you at our next event once all this is over and done with. So lots of love from everyone at Portsmouth Pride as well.
So really much love, Lee. So much love.
If you like Lee and get involved, then drop us an email. And Chantel will put that up with all the magic stuff that she does that I don't do.
Absolutely. Yes. I love Robert's comment. He said he likes to think Gaga sat at home sitting in her meat dress.
Oh, how funny. Yeah, I can well imagine. I can imagine that. Could you imagine? The dogs must be a nightmare. Like, get off. Stop eating my dress, crazy animal. But yeah.
Well, if she needs a little snack, I'm sure she probably has like some tones, and she can just heat it in the fire until it's nice.
Oh my god! Could you imagine her just sitting outside sunbathing? It'd be like a barbecue.
Well, if there's no questions, I guess I'll think of more things to ask you. Chantel, have you got any questions for Claire?
No, not at the minute. What's your favourite performance been? Like, where's your best place that you like to perform?
Oh, like where's my? Oh, that's.
Do you have like a memorable performance, or?
So two, I think. So, number one obviously was Battle of the Bands final. I think that was like the turning point for me. I'd gone however long sitting there thinking I was not so much valid, but I just didn't feel like I was not so much. I can't even think of this. It's not because I wasn't popular or anything like that, but I didn't think I was well liked, I think, as a performer. I think, and then regardless of whether it's potentially the song, it might not have even been me. Could have put a jukebox up there, but I don't know. It was very, very deathly silent when I started singing, and then by the end, literally just seeing everybody on the dance floor dancing, singing along with me, shouting towards me, like it just spurred something inside me, and I've been loving it ever since. And it's been really, really hard on lockdown, because usually when you do a song, so I do a few lives and stuff, and when you're singing a song and you get the applause, and you get to talk to people all the time, and the fact that we haven't been able to do that this whole lockdown it's been really demoralizing, and I cannot wait to get back out there and just start performing. I feel like I've forgotten how to perform almost. It sounds really weird, but
it's like there's no, when you finish a performance, you don't have the energy of the crowd. You don't know if people are engaging with it. How to kind of change it up if it's not kind of going the way that you want it to. You can think, oh, actually, do you know what? I'll change that song. I'll do this.
Exactly. And you can almost change your set list to gauge your audience. So, if your audience look like they just want to sit there and sway, bring the ballads out. Do you know what I mean? Like, bring the ballads out, let them sway. They don't want to sit there and sway to like ABBA or something, But if they're a rowdy crowd and they want to dance, then this is when like the tunes come out and the pop music comes out, and you can't gauge that on a live video. And I feel like even though I'm quite confident on the video and things like that, I'm hoping that I can take this confidence that I found in lockdown with me to perform. And I feel like it's almost like made me a better person. It's definitely improved my makeup because I've had that time to sit there and actually spend time on it. Whereas before I'd be like, oh, that'll do. And I've had like nothing but time to find new set lists and stuff. I always used to use the excuse, oh, I don't have time for that. And then this lockdown, I've literally just sat there and gone, actually, you need to make time. You need to make time for yourself. You need to evolve yourself. And yeah, I feel like coming out of lockdown, I feel like I'm a completely different queen, completely different.
You're ready? You're ready to take over Portsmouth?
I am, and I'm ready to go for the final. So for the final of Drag Race, whenever that will be. I mean, yes. I can only say obviously that I'm very, very lucky that I knew that I was through to the final before lockdown had happened. But there are still some performers that didn't quite get to do their heat because between the heats like 3 and 4, lockdown had shut all the clubs. So I feel really bad, for those performers who haven't had that opportunity. But when you flip it, they've had from March to now to prepare something.
They've some good performances.
That's it. If they do not know what they're doing now, if they do not know, but then I suppose I could use that because literally I would have only had 2 weeks to prepare something for the final, and I feel like I'm going to be a completely different queen to where I was when I did the heat to the end, which is really funny because Battle of the Bands did the same thing. I feel like between the heat and the final, something happened, and I feel like it's probably happening again. It's very strange, isn't it? Very strange, weird thing.
You've been doing quite a lot of stuff online. You've been doing some quizzes. Have you got anything that you've got coming up over the next couple of weeks that people can tune into? Like, I know things are starting to open still, but there's still a lot of people that may not be ready to go outside yet, or still are shielding who can't. So have you got anything going on your Facebook page? So I'm not doing anything specific. I was doing like Drag Diva Lockdown, which is a separate group. They've been opening up a group, especially for queens on lockdown, to perform and to sort of build their confidence up. That's a really, really good page. So if anyone hasn't checked them out, check them out. But nothing that's booked in. I haven't got any other pages or anything like that set up. I was doing quizzes, but I think that's on the slight decline now, like you said, where people are starting to go out now. But yeah, I still do lives. Like if you have me on Facebook, you'll see that I'm live now and again. They're not that late. And I usually say I'll be on at like 8 and I'm not on till 8:30. That usually happens all the time. I'm always late. But yeah, I just like to have a chat with everyone, make sure they're all okay, have a little bit of a sing-song. But yeah, my lives tend to go on for 2 hours because I just like to chat. Obviously, as you can tell. Yes, which is why we have Shan here, because I also like to chat, and otherwise I'm just getting away to people for ages.
Yeah, a pair of us would just be a nightmare.
You'd be here till tomorrow.
Yeah.
We've got a question from Rob Cox. He said, "What's your favourite song to sing?"
This is a hard one. What's my favourite song to sing? Oh, okay. So I mean, it's weird because like ever since I've been singing, literally every time I end with ABBA, I know that people sit there and they're like, "Oh God, not more ABBA," but they can't help but sing along to it. Exactly. They sit there and they say they hate ABBA. Oh, I can't believe you're singing ABBA again. Like, they love it. Like, you try and sit in your seat and not sing along to an ABBA track. So I absolutely love ABBA because literally the whole crowd, even if you're sat there hating every minute of me, just me singing ABBA, they just instantly turn. So I absolutely do love, I actually have an 8-minute ABBA medley that I created. And when I say to them, it's 8 minutes of ABBA, you can see their faces drop. But they just don't know where that time goes. They love it. They're like, more, like, I have no more ABBA for you. I have no more. So yes, ABBA. But my favourite ballad.
I know what mine is of yours.
Do you?
I can't remember what it's called now, but you know, the ballad from, oh my God, Gaga's film.
Yeah, I'll Never Love Again. That's my favourite as well.
That is probably my favourite song of yours.
I think a lot of people say that. Like when I'm doing live videos, they say to me to sing it. And I like some people don't really get it because they just think, oh, I just sing it. But for some reason, it's such an emotive song that once I sing it, it drains me. Like, because I have to put so much emotion into it. And yeah, it's one of those songs that if I feel like I could get it, because I just feel sometimes some people sing. Sometimes some people sing and they've just got no emotion behind them. They're literally just singing the words, but they're not really hearing the words, if that makes sense. So when you listen to Yeah, and I think, you know, and people who are passionate with their voices and people who just let go and aren't restrained. I love those sort of singers. Like I just would hear them all day long. They could sing the alphabet to me. It's those ones that just don't have any restrictions on their voice. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, there you go. Those two.
We'll come on to probably my last question that I kind of like to ask everyone. Is
Okay.
what advice would you give to young people that are looking to get into, I guess, any kind of performance? You know, what kind of advice would you give to them, or what advice would you have liked to receive when you were, you know, just starting out?
Okay, so the advice that I wish I would have had was slow down. Not everything happens straight away. I know that I wanted, literally, I thought that I was going to be like something overnight. And now when I look back, I realise that actually where I started to where I am now is such a journey that without that journey, I probably wouldn't be here now. Again, the same lane thing. You're in your own lane. Focus on your own lane, focus on you. Don't focus on what other people are doing, because when you focus on other people's achievements, it's only going to like disappoint you more. Focus on your own achievements. I think that's what I think
that's potentially even like a life lesson, not just a performance lesson. Like
absolutely
100%, whatever you focus on, what you're doing, how you're going to get to the next step and the goals that you want to achieve. Like, don't worry about what your brothers, sisters, you know, classmates, colleagues are doing. Just figure out what you want to be.
Yeah. And also, like, whether it be drag or burlesque or singing or anything like that, like, ask questions. Like, there are people out there that have been doing this a lot longer than me, and I always ask questions. And like, I always joke around it because it's like, respect your elders. Like, bear in mind, I'm probably like a lot older than half the queens I know, but I mean that as in, like, respect the performers that have been doing this for 20 odd years, 10 years plus, because there's a reason why they've been doing this for so long, and there's a reason why they know what they know. And actually, you could take a lot of wisdom from people who have been doing this a long time. Like, don't come in thinking like you're something that you're not. Maybe that sounds weird, but always learn, because it doesn't hurt to learn and improve and grow. But yeah, ask for help if you need help. If you get stuck, there are people out there that are willing to help you. And actually, I find the drag community very, very supportive. The burlesque community is very, very supportive. And yeah, you've just got lots of very like big brothers, big sisters everywhere. So yeah, if you are looking to start drag, please do not worry about what kind of drag you want to do. If you know, you can do anything. The world is your literal oyster. If you've got the creativity, there's stages out there for you.
Yeah, and your drag will evolve and it will change.
And your
style can change, and like characters. Even Adam Hall, I think I remember listening to a story that he was telling about. He was, you know, before he kind of found his character, that he tried out loads of different, they tried out loads of different like different personas, and Adam Hall was the one that felt most comfortable.
Yeah, and they become piece of you as well, you know. So I'm sure that Adam probably, you know, he already holds himself in such high regard because he's a character, and he's, you know, you grow to love the character that you've become, and you sort of become a two-in-one. So, you know, like especially Cherry, like, you know, Cherry is such a over the top character, but as Cherry as a boy, I don't know if this sounds weird, but as Cherry as a boy, you can still see Cherry in him, but he's very different to who Cherry is. And Cherry is such like a well-loved character that, yeah, you can see a lot of love has gone into Cherry. Like Darren didn't just wake up and go, I'm going to be Cherry the Cure today. Like, a lot of love has gone into it, a lot of thought, and yeah, I just love that process. I think it's just really nice to watch people evolving and growing, and just seeing how people have improved. It's been really nice to see.
Oh yeah, that's great. And well, we have loved watching you grow and evolve from, you know, starting out with Pride as a singer, and then a burlesque performer, and then a singer again, and now a drag superstar.
Oh, thanks. Drag all star. We'll take that. Drag all star.
Yeah.
We were talking about this earlier, weren't we, Claire? That because obviously I'm Portsmouth Pride's official photographer, and so I've ended up photographing a lot of events that you've performed at.
Yeah.
Like with burlesque before, and now that you're doing drag, So we were talking about the transition from the photos that I've taken, that I've noticed that you've grown, and especially like your style of makeup and your wigs, everything. They were great before, but I feel like you can see that you've really got into your little groove and figured out what your kind of style is.
I feel like when I started, I think I went a bit OTT with it all. So I just genuinely thought, I'm a female queen. I need to be bigger. I need to be over the top because I need to overcompensate for the fact that I'm female and I'm not male. So I need to be a massive character. And I'm not a massive character. Like I'm not raw camp. Like I'm not like that. So I thought by that look, that's the sort of thing I would go for. And I felt like the more I was going, the less I was. Like she just wasn't quite the character that I wanted her to be. So I still feel like actually if you saw me without makeup, I would hope that there's not a lot of difference. And I feel like I'm toning it down, but by toning it down, it's improving. It sounds really strange.
You're refining it, aren't you?
I'm refining it, sort of perfecting it a little bit now. And
true. And as you said, it's a process and it's development, and it's finding out what is your style.
I've never been very glamorous in my life. I'm such a tomboy, and I have never been very glamorous. So I almost feel like this is her. This is who I would have been if I was glamorous all the time. And I feel like
Clare Deloon.
That's it exactly. You know. And when people shout at me, Clare Deloon, like something inside me just stirs, and I just love that. And awesome. I love it.
And you've got your Deloon sisters as well, who make an appearance.
Oh my god! Oh yeah, Deloon's Burlesque. Like literally, that name came from nowhere because literally we were billed to do Southampton Pride, and we literally had a week to get a show together. So literally, we were just like, what should we call ourselves? And literally, the organizer was just like, just do it as Deloon's Burlesque. We were like, okay. And just never changed it. And then so we've just stayed the same. But the girls are having a bit of a break from burlesque. I think like they're using this lockdown as well to see if burlesque is for them, because I feel like not so much you need more confidence burlesque, but once you've lost that like creativity flow, it's hard to pull something out of you. Whereas me, I'm very creative with my makeup, my looks, and my songs, but it's hard once you've lost that creativity. It's gone. So they're just sort of taking some time out to recreate, maybe, as it were. So they'll be back. They'll be back. They're just having a holiday.
You know, your whole family, all of the Deloons, including Mummy Deloon, you guys are volunteers with Pride as well. So you all help out. You help your mum Kim, who is one of our trustees, and she's a fundraising lead as well. So you girls are always helping. Whether it's selling raffle tickets, whether it's organisational stuff, whether it's making sure that people are on time, whether it's getting me to do things that I said I would do. You guys are always there and helping out and helping with Pride. So we want to thank you guys for that, and thank you for coming on today.
That's okay. Just really quickly before we go, I just want to say literally while she's listening, very quickly as well. I want to thank obviously Ports of Pride as well, because my mum has always been, she's always been very selfless with us. She's always put us first. She's never, ever done anything for herself her whole life. And even though we're all grown adults now, she's never done something that has just made her feel wanted and made her feel appreciated. And even though we appreciate her as our mother and everything like that, I think Portsmouth Pride has done something for her as well, that she feels like she's doing like good in the world and something good for Portsmouth. And so I just want to thank Portsmouth Pride for giving her that opportunity to just spread the love that we have and we feel all the time. And you ask anyone, she's a mum to everybody. So
she is.
If your family is not supportive and you just need a mum, message her. Honestly, she'll listen to you.
But and I'd like to thank your mum for coming
she's crying. Oh God.
Because it was little by little, and then now she's joined the board of trustees, and she does make an impact, and it's really positive. Everyone that's involved has a positive impact.
Oh yeah, and Portsmouth Pride, exactly. And Portsmouth Pride is so important to her because she knows how important it is to communities, and that just really spurs something inside her. So and it's nice to see, which is why we're so supportive of it as well, because that, I swear, she just breathes pride and she rubs off on everyone, and like the joy that she has for it. So yeah, it's such more, like you said, it's just more than one day. The stuff that goes into the background of it, it's such a community and such a family. It's amazing. But there we go.
Cool. I'm going to kick you off now.
We're getting tight on time now, aren't we? We're tight on time. And we knew we'd do this.
Cry. You're gonna make me cry.
No, don't. She's a mess. Like, you don't even want to see her. Like, she's shaking her hand, going like this. Don't show me, because she's really upset. Bless her.
If you want to find out more about Claire, you can follow her on Facebook, Instagram, and I'll get Chantel to put her handles in the comment bio of this. Chantel will do something that's very interesting and make stuff work.
Oh, this is amazing. Look at us. That's my name across there.
Oh, there you go, in the bottom. So yeah, check Claire on social media. And yeah, if you haven't seen her Pride video, head to her social media and head to our YouTube channel, and you can catch the whole main event day there. So thank you very much, Claire. Lots of love.
Thank you so much for having me. Lots of love. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
And then it's just us.
It is just us. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We have got some more live videos coming up over this month. Well, next month now, because it's the last day of June. We're going to be joined on Thursday by Andy from Chrysalis. So if you don't know what Chrysalis is, then tune in and find out. We have a load of other people booked that I can't remember. But I will find out for Thursday, and I will let everyone know. But as it goes, if you want to get involved, or you think there's a topic that we should be discussing, then drop us an email at info@portsmouthpride.org.uk. And yeah, just let us know, and me and Chantel will figure something out. Or if you have an organisation, or there's something that you are personally want to shout about in Portsmouth, then come on the show and have a chat. Shan, anything else from you?
No, that's it.
That's great. Well, thank you very much for today. Thank you for everyone who tuned in. I've been Tally, your host, and I will see you hopefully all on Thursday. So yeah, thanks guys.
Bye.